Hey y'all, my name is Jess and welcome to my channel where I cover reality shows, whether they're old and whether they're new. This is like a spinoff from my primary channel, which is Jessica Gates Reacts, where I do reaction videos to TV and film. Right now I am covering Game of Thrones over there. So check it out, So anyway, the show we're going to be covering today is called Summer House at Martha's Vineyard. In the first episode, we see that Bria is the first to arrive in the house with the house dog Milo. She loved that little dog. I think she said that's her emotional support dog. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for people having emotional support dogs. I think I need one myself. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like last season, I didn't really care for Bria. I was just over her, and I was like, she can't come back. I'm sorry. I cannot deal with her. I wonder if her and Simon are still together. I don't know if she mentioned him in this last episode. Then we see like she goes and claims her room or whatever, and Jasmine arrives and she does not have her man with her. Jasmine tells Bria Silas is deployed and like this is kind of like hard for her. I can understand that because my ex, when he was deployed in 2020 when we were together to Afghanistan, it was like very hard for both of us, especially for him. But anyway, she tells Bria like I just need support, and I understand that. So apparently Jordan and Jasmine are still having issues. Jordan is talking to Summer. They're on their way to the Summer house. Jordan is like, she has been cool and kicking it with everybody else except for Jasmine. And later on, Jasmine tells us how she feels about them. We'll get into that in a second. They did not leave on the best of terms last season. And you would think that at some point they would have met up, talked it out, whatever. But sometimes people just be like, you know what, it is what it is. And they just keep it pushing. And that's what it seemed like they were doing. So, yeah, Jordan and Summer arrive and they hug and they go, oh my God, it's so good to see you. We got insurance. Let's all just do a little kind of thing. Then Shanice arrives, and this time Shanice isn't like arriving like in the middle this time. She's like arriving at the beginning. I actually like Shanice. Shanice seemed like she's a good time. So then, Alex arrives and Summer makes a comment saying, oh, he's weird. I'm like, wait a minute. What? Spill the tea, like what? What makes him weird? What did he do? I need to know, and we will get to that. And in her confessional, she says like if we're in each other's respectable town, then we'll hang out. Then she proceeds to call him trash, and I'm like, wait a minute, what did I miss? Did I miss something? Alex speaks to Summer, and she just looks at him. She don't even speak back. At least I didn't see her speak back. Maybe she spoke back in her mind, but I didn't see it because she just literally just looked at him. So then Preston, aka the party, he just seems like he's like a big old ball of a party. He arrives and he claims the room. Because remember, y'all, so the girls decided to put the boys downstairs and they claim the room upstairs. Because like the room downstairs, it's like there's a bed over here, a single bed, and then there's bunk bed. So it's like, why would I want to sleep in a bunk bed? Okay, so Alex goes downstairs. He claims, the bed, the single bed or whatever. And I guess he didn't see the room upstairs because Preston surely did claim that room, and I would have did the same thing. He went and grabbed his suitcase from downstairs, his stuff, and claimed that room. Okay, I don't blame him. And I think the last room is for Noelle, who is a girl. That's what Summer said. My friend Noelle, who is a girl, is going to be claiming this room. Apparently, Preston, Jordan, and Shanice went to Jamaica, and they didn't invite some of the people in the house, i.e. Jasmine. But I'm pretty sure Jasmine would have felt some type of way. Like, I'm pretty sure she know they went to Jamaica, and she's probably like, y'all didn't even invite me. I do want to know what's up with that. Like, why is everybody treating Jasmine weird? And she's the one that brought the group together, Hey, certain people just click. Amir and Nick, and they arrive. Amir's in a relationship. He's happy. Noelle, the new girl, she arrives as well. Y'all, I like Noelle. And they was like, she's giving AKA vibes. And she said, I am a part of the first and finest sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I know that's right, soror. Not my Sora on here looking all cute and stuff. So she looks like she's a great time. And she's from Atlanta. Girl, hello, hi. So they're downstairs in the kitchen, and Summer is talking about how, I think somebody asked, like, how do y'all feel about Amir's girlfriend? And Summer says, was it Summer? Somebody said that they feel like Amir's girlfriend is like standoffish, and Jordan was like, yeah, because like we don't want your man. And I'm like, but maybe she kind of is a little standoffish because she don't know y'all. Maybe she's just not like the social type, you know? Who knows? Yeah, but Jordan, because I forgot Jordan and Amir had a thing going on last season. But Jordan said it's like, you know, there's no beef. It's under the water. It's water under the bridge or whatever. So I guess they cool or whatever. So that's really good. So then Summer starts to talk about the last time she saw Alex. And she said that he was like, I'm a F boy and I want to be one. And I'm like, who just goes around saying they want to be an F boy? But I guess some people do want to be F boys. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Because somebody tell me that they want to be an F boy. Just, girl, let them be one. Let them be one all day. Like, that's what they want to do. That is what they want to do, okay? Preston also talks about, like, his father has passed and he hasn't seen him since, like, middle school. And he had just found out about the funeral. But the father's family had, like, disinvited him and his sister to the funeral. Well, why would y'all do that? Like, I kind of want to know, like, what was the reason as to why they disinvited them. But it really shouldn't be a reason because, like, if that's their father, they have every right to go to that funeral. Every right. But I think he said he just found out the day before the funeral. That's messed up. I think that he said that his dad tried to come back into his life. But I think he said that it was more so for his dad than for him. So I'm like, okay, well, alrighty then. But he said that he was kind of getting emotional about that. And he just really needs, like, you know, his friends' support right now. And I can understand that because that's a lot. So Noelle is single, ready to mingle and stuff. And Noelle takes a noticing to Alex. And I was just like, wait a minute. Noelle, aren't you Summer's friend? And don't you know, if you're Summer's friend, don't you know, like, the history between Summer and Alex? You gonna go and try to canoodle with Alex? They was like, well, did she tell you that she's been on a date with Alex? And she was just like, well, what kind of date is it? And in my opinion, I'm like, it doesn't matter. A date is a date to me, you know? Because I'm sure it was a romantic date. She said, Summer said that she gave her permission to pursue Alex if she wants to. So, alrighty then. So they sit down outside and have their little lobster dinner. Bria was loading it down with that Old Bay. She was like, it can't taste like seafood. And I'm like... What? Okay, girl. I think I get what she's saying, though. But, yeah, so she prepared the food, and she and there they sit down outside. I love that little spread. I thought it was beautiful. I was like, oh, my God, look at that. I want to do something with my friends. But I want it catered, though. I don't want to cook. We get it catered, and we just have, like, a nice sit down outside to eat. Oh, that would be so nice. But anyway, so they sitting outside to eat. And I always feel like things come out at the dinner table. I'd be like, why do y'all wait till we eating dinner to have these, like, really tough discussions? So we have them. So up first, we have calls out Alex for not inviting everybody to an event that he had. And I think the only people that was invited was Bria and Nick. But everybody else wasn't invited. And he says he didn't know that Summer was in New York at the time. And she said, I call bull. They had group FaceTime, or they had FaceTime, or was it group FaceTime earlier that morning, and she was in Jordan's apartment, and he knew that. So now I'm just like, if you knew that girl was there, why are you going to say I didn't know she was there? Yeah, so then Summer said that she was really, like, hurt by that, but then Bria kind of, like, butts in. Oh, gosh. She butts in and was like, well, Summer and Jordan went out to dinner, but I didn't get an invite. And they was like, Summer said that's not the same. He had a whole production. Like, He had a whole event. And she said, I didn't throw a whole party and didn't invite you. Bria was like, well, my party, there was a group chat. I guess she said like she invited everybody to her party in a group chat. And Summer was like, I was in LA. But Bria, just, why are you talking? I just wanted to be like, girl, stay out of this. This is between Summer and Nick. I'm sorry, Summer and Alex. Summer and Alex. Not Summer, Bria, and Alex. Girl, but I feel like Bria was trying to come to Alex's rescue. We didn't need nobody to come to nobody's rescue. This was between Summer and Alex. But yeah, and Preston is like, what the F is going on? He just like, he was over it. And then Bria decides to say, well, Preston, if you want me to leave, I'll leave. What are you even talking about, Bria? Like, I felt like he wasn't saying it like directly towards her. He was just like the whole conversation, like, what is going on? Like, chill. Can we just enjoy this day? Like, it's literally day one. Day one. We just got here a few hours ago, and here we are. When Bria said that, Preston goes off. He ain't holding back on her, so she tries to go in, and he was like, bye, good night. You gonna stay in your room for 2 days? I'm like, ooh, the shade. I don't know what that means, but the shade. I think maybe last season she stayed in her room for 2 days. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, and he was just like, I'm gonna enjoy my crab legs and my lobster. I was like, Preston, leave that girl alone. He says like, everything is always a dramatic episode. And I can't agree with that, because I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to bring drama right now? Like, let Summer and Alex handle it. Like, let them talk it out or whatever. He's just like, I'm just exhausted. Like, we talk every day, and it's just like, I'm just exhausted with it. So I can understand. But then she come back. She says, Preston, I'm sorry and I love you. And he was like, I'm sorry and I love you too, or whatever. And I'm like, well, all right. Well, if that's how y'all make up, that's how y'all make up. Amir said she's the only one who could throw a tantrum and then come back and say, sorry, I love you. What? But they back cool. They good. That's all that matters. So Summer comes back. She's like, okay, back to you, Alex. So Amir says, well, he's telling you his truth, but you're not accepting it. Shut up. And she said, I just feel like he's lying. Well, he would be lying if he knew that you was in New York. That's a lie. It just sounds like he just didn't want her there, honestly. And she says, you didn't invite the person who lives in New York and the person you've been inside of. Woo! I was like, oh. Shanice and Nick face. I swear I made the same face. I was like, oh. And then Noelle, she just took the bottle and was like, let me just pour it up. Alex wasn't feeling that. It's just like, why are you over here telling these folks, like, why would you make that comment? Why would you say that? And I can understand that. It's kind of like you putting our business out like that. But apparently everybody knew. We'll get to that. So then Jasmine speaks up because in some way he kind of flipped it back and was like, well, I guess he was like, basically everybody don't get invited to things or whatever or something like that. And Jasmine speaks up and says, like, I haven't been invited to a countless of events. And then next thing you know, we see these pictures of them and stuff, and then they say no Jasmine. And I'm like, y'all petty. Y'all is petty. But we really didn't see her, so they really wasn't inviting her to places. And she's just like, y'all are here because of me. And I'm like, okay, girl, we get it. They here because of you. But what did you do to make these people not want you to come to their event or come hang out with them? I think that's something that you would have to have a conversation with each person to see, like, well, why don't you invite me? So why don't you invite me here, So Jasmine feels like there's a disconnect. And honestly, I think it is a disconnect somewhere. Y'all just haven't talked it out. And you just got to ask these folks and you figure it out. So then she speaks on her and Jordan are not close. But Jordan kind of wants to have that conversation in private. And I understand. I would too. So then we go to the next day. And they're getting ready to go on, like, the boat. And it was said briefly. They was like, is Jasmine pregnant? And they was like, well, she said no, because they had asked her. I think she is pregnant on there. And I'm like, I think they know too. I think they feel like she's pregnant too, because it's like, turn up, Jasmine. But now you're like, I'm a mocktail queen of this. So, interesting. So then they're on the boat, and Preston opens up about his father missing his funeral and stuff like that. And he talks about how his father tried to come around and be a better person and stuff. And then Jasmine pulls Jordan. I guess Jasmine and Jordan talk, and Jordan's kind of like, who was it? Was it Jasmine or Jordan? One of them was just like, I didn't want to, talk right now. Like, I'm trying to get lit, have fun, do my thing, not have a hard conversation, a serious conversation right now. But they ended up having a conversation. Jordan says, or Jasmine, like, basically asking if she's done something or whatever. And Jordan says, like, she pulled away, and she questioned if she can trust Jasmine. Like, I guess there was some mistrust there. And she said that she was mistrusting what she was seeing. Basically, she felt like Jasmine wasn't being who she was. She was putting on this act like, I have to be the perfect wife, and I have to do this, I have to do that. And she wasn't showing, like, the flawed Jasmine. And I'm like, She felt like she wasn't getting the 100% real her. I do think when people get married, they move differently. And I expect you to move differently. You're not going to be, like, I wouldn't be single Jess. I would be married Jess, or whatever that looks like. It's going to be for the better, I don't know, like, how she felt, like, what that behavior or not being 100% real, like, what did that look like versus how she is now. Does that make sense? I hope it do. It makes sense in my head. It's probably not coming out right. But yeah, so then they talk about it, and Jordan says, I sent the message to you and Silas. Silas and I came to a resolution or whatever. And then when I asked, like, how to move forward, you never responded. But I guess it showed that she read it. She just didn't respond. And Jasmine was like, girl, I'm not finna talk. In her confession, like, girl, I'm not gonna talk about this whole, like, one text message or this one message or whatever. Like, if you look at my call log, it's like, to Jasmine, it's like apples to oranges. So I guess she's basically saying that I've been calling you and calling you and calling you. And honestly, I feel like a whole conversation like the texter, it could have probably been a better thing for them to talk face to face instead of like a text message, because if you want to know, like, how we'll move forward, then you probably should have, like, sat down with your girl, I just never really liked the whole, like, let me put everything in a text message. Like, let's talk it out. Like, call me on the phone, or let's meet up in person and talk, So Jasmine feels like she's cool with her getting close to everyone, but it's kind of adding to the separation. So Jasmine says, like, no one checks on her. And she asked her to be present with her, and she doesn't feel like they will go back to how things were. However, it's, but we talked about it though. So, but you know what? And that's why I said, like, earlier, like, I feel like Jasmine, she needs to talk to her friends then. Ask them, like, what's up? Like, why don't I get invited to things? Or why are you treating me like this? Like, if it's an issue, like, you feel like you're disconnecting from your friends, talk to them and see, like, where their head is. Like, if you feel like you're good, but you don't understand, you just gotta talk it out with them. So maybe we'll see more of that. So then we move on to Summer and Alex. Summer and Alex are having their conversation about last night. And Summer feels like when you've been inside of each other, there's a certain love you have for each other. And Alex is like, love? Who said the L word here? Who said that? Because that's a reach. That's what Alex said. It's a reach. He said, you're reaching when you're talking about that. He feels like that's not a love. Maybe it's a connection there, but it's not a love, I think he basically was saying, like, it shouldn't be an expectation that even though we were intimate with each other, that we should, I would invite you to all my events. And he feels like what happens between them should stay between them. And I could not agree more. I feel like, I was going to text message. I feel like that should not have been said, because also we found out that Summer was out here, taking pictures. Took a picture of Alex, sent it to Jasmine, and I guess Jasmine sent it to Nick, or told Nick, because Nick was like, oh, hey, what are you and Summer doing, or something like that. He's like, how you know me and I'm with Summer? Like, oh yeah, she took a picture and sent it to Jasmine. I don't know if he didn't want them to know that they're, like, hanging out and chilling and stuff like that, or maybe he felt uncomfortable with her just taking a picture and sending it. Yeah, because he said, like, who does that? And honestly, I probably would not have done that. If I take a picture, it's probably going to just be for me. Okay? It's only for me to have. So I can understand him when it comes to that, like taking a picture and sending it to your friends, especially to Jasmine, where I feel like she probably would send it to the whole world if she could. Maybe she wouldn't, I don't know, but because when she said that, you know, that should be between us, Summer was like, well, everyone knows. Because you're telling, Summer. I just feel like some stuff you just need to keep it to yourself. So yeah, he just feels like, you know, we're just not on the same page or whatever. So she apologizes for, I guess, like setting that expectation and all that other good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna see how this season gonna play out, because I think it's gonna be juicy. Day one was already juicy with that sit down dinner, the lobster dinner. That was already crazy. And then just watching like what's to come in the season, it might be a good season. Although, what was the girl? Do y'all remember the girl last year? Last season, she was on there, but then she was gone. She left because she and Bria had like a little altercation, and I actually wanted her to stay over Bria. I cannot remember her name, and I wanted to know if her and Jasmine, because I think she was Jasmine's friend. I can't remember, but I wanted to know if, like, are they still friends? I wish I could find. I'm gonna go in there and look for her. But yeah, I liked her. I liked her a lot, and I was just like, Bria gotta go. Why are we getting rid of her? Can we just get rid of Bria? So yeah, I'm excited to see the season, see how it's gonna go, and all that other good stuff. Thank you guys for joining me today on my new channel. If you like what you see and you want to hear more and see more, go ahead and subscribe to me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. And I am signing off. My name is Jess, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.